अस्सलाम वालेकुम स्टूडेंट्स, होप यू all are fine. स्टूडेंट्स, आज हम बायो क्लास 9 चैप्टर नंबर 5 एक्सरसाइज शॉर्ट आंसर क्वेश्चंस सॉल्व करेंगे. सो लेट्स स्टार्ट. फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन है हमारे पास, कैन यू डिफरेंशिएट बिटवीन. सिंपली हमने क्या करना है बच्चों, इनमें डिफरेंस करना है. पार्ट ए है हमारे पास ऑर्गन एंड ऑर्गेनेली. नेक्स्ट है हमारे पास एनिमल एंड प्लांट टिश्यूज, जाइलम एंड फ्लोएम, epithelial and muscular tissue, nervous and connective tissue, epidermal and ground tissue, root and shoot system, vegetative and reproductive part. First है हमारे पास organ and organelle. Organ, a collection of tissues functioning together to perform specific functions in the body. Example of organ is heart, liver, brain, etc. Organs composed of multiple type of tissue. Typically, they are larger in size and visible to the naked eye. Next is organelle, a specialized structure within a cell that performs a specific function. Examples of organelle are mitochondria, chloroplast, nucleus. They are composed of complex molecules and proteins. They are generally smaller and only visible under a microscope. Next is animal and plant tissues. Animal tissue. They are composed of various types of tissues such as epithelial, connective, muscular and nervous tissue. Function. Responsible for carrying out specific physiological functions in animals such as movement, sport, protection and communication. Location. They are found throughout the bodies of animals, forming organs and organ systems. Specialization. They are specialized for performing specific functions required for animal physiology such as contracting muscular tissue, transmitting nerve impulses, nervous tissue, etc. Next is plant tissues. They are composed of different type of tissues like dermal, ground and vascular tissue. They are responsible for structural support, nutrient transport, photosynthesis and storage in plant, found in different parts of the plant body including root, stem, leaf and flower. They are specialized for functions unique to plants such as photosynthesis, mesophyll tissue, water transport and nutrients transport, etc. Next is part C, which is the difference between xylem and phloem. Xylem conducts water and minerals from roots to the rest of the plant, composed of tracheids, vessels, fibers and parenchyma cells. Conduct materials upward from root to leaf. They are typically found in the center of vascular bundle. Phloem transport organic nutrient, mainly sugar produced during photosynthesis, from leaves to other parts of the plant, composed of sieve tubes, companion cells, fibers and parenchyma cells. Conducts materials bidirectionally, both upward and downward in the plant, typically found on the outer side of the vascular bundle. Next is nervous and connective tissue, nervous tissue responsible for transmitting and receiving nerve impulses, composed of neurons which transmit nerve impulses, and glial cells which provide support, predominantly found in the brain, spinal cord and nerves, specialized for communication and electrical signaling. Next is connective tissue. It provides support, protection, and structure to various tissues and organs. It composed of cells such as fibroblasts, adipocytes, and macrophages, along with extracellular matrix, ECM components like collagen and elastin fiber found throughout the body. specialized for providing structural support, binding organs together and insulating organs. Next is root and shoot system. Root, a plant organ that typically lies below the surface of the soil and anchors the plant, absorbs water and minerals, and often stores food. Examples are taproot, fibrous root. Structure typically comprises various tissues such as epidermic, cortex, endodermis, and vascular tissues like xylem and phloem. Function absorbs water and nutrients from the soil, anchors the plant, and stores reserved food. Shoot, a group of organs working together to perform complex functions, often involving multiple body systems. And next is vegetative part and reproductive part. The portion of plant involved in vegetative growth, including roots, stems, and leaves, is responsible for functions such as photosynthesis, absorption, and support. Function primarily involved in process related to growth, development, and nutrient acquisition. Examples of vegetative parts are root, stem, and leaf. Growth pattern typically exhibit intermediate growth, meaning they continue to grow throughout the plant's life cycle. Reproductive part, the portion of the plant involved in reproduction including flowers, fruit, seeds, and specialized reproductive structures responsible for producing and dispersing seeds or offspring. They are primarily involved in processes related to sexual asexual reproduction, including gamete formation, pollination, fertilization, and seed dispersal. Examples of reproductive parts are flowers, fruits, and seeds. Often exhibit determinate growth, where growth ceases after the reproductive structures have matured or dispersed seeds. Next is epidermal tissue and ground tissue. Epidermal tissue, found on the outermost layer of plant organs, providing protection against physical damage, pathogens, and water loss. They are composed of a single layer of closely packed cells, often covered by a waxy cuticle, provides protection against environmental stresses, regulate gas exchange, and secrete substances such as waxes and cuticles. They are specialized for protection and regulation of gas exchange. Ground tissue, found beneath the epidermis, filling the interior of plant organ and performing various functions such as photosynthesis, storage, and support. They are composed of various types of cells, including parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma cells, with diverse functions like photosynthesis, storage, and mechanical support, perform various metabolic functions essential for plant growth and development, including photosynthesis, storage of nutrients, and structural support, specialized for diverse functions, including photosynthesis, storage, and support. Next is question number 2, which is how different tissues form stomach. ये different tissues मिलके stomach कैसे बनाते हैं? Answer is the stomach is formed from multiple layers of tissues. The outer layer is composed of connective tissue and muscle tissue, providing structural support and allowing for movement. Beneath this layer, there is a layer of smooth muscle tissue responsible for contraction and movement of stomach wall during digestion. The inner lining of stomach is made up of epithelial tissue which secretes mucus and digestive enzyme and absorb nutrients. Next is question number 3, which is why respiratory and cardiovascular systems work together. कि जो हमारे रिस्पायरेटरी और कार्डियोवास्कुलर सिस्टम्स हैं वो जो है इकट्ठे काम क्यों करते हैं. The respiratory and cardiovascular systems work together to ensure the exchange of gases, oxygen and carbon dioxide between external environment and body tissues. The respiratory system facilitates the intake of oxygen and removal of carbon dioxide through breathing, while cardiovascular system transport these gases to and from the body tissues via the bloodstream. कह रहे बच्चों की जो रिस्पायरेटरी और कार्डियोवास्कुलर सिस्टम है ये इकट्ठे काम करते हैं किस लिए कि जो गैसेस एक्सचेंज है उसको इंश्योर करने के लिए ठीक है बिटवीन एक्सटर्नल एनवायरनमेंट बॉडी जो रिस्पायरेटरी सिस्टम है वो जो गैसेस का इनटेक है और लाइक ऑक्सीजन और रिमूवल कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड उसको फैसिलिटेट करता है थ्रू ब्रीथिंग जबकि कार्डियोवास्कुलर सिस्टम गैसेस को ट्रांसपोर्ट करता है टू एंड फ्रॉम बॉडी के ठीक है थ्रू ब्लड स्ट्रीम. For example, the heart and blood vessels make up cardiovascular system. They work together to circulate the blood, bringing oxygen and nutrients to cells throughout the body and carrying away carbon dioxide and metabolic wastes. Another example is the respiratory system, which brings oxygen into the body and gets rid of carbon dioxide. It includes the nose, mouth, pharynx, larynx, trachea, and lungs. ठीक है. Next question is how temperature is regulated in our body. Temperature regulation in the body is primarily controlled by the hypothalamus in the brain. When the body temperature rises, blood vessels dilate, allowing heat to dissipate through the skin, and sweat glands release sweat, which evaporates and cools the body. Conversely, when the body's temperature drops, blood vessels constrict to reduce heat loss, and shivering occurs to generate heat through muscle contractions. These mechanisms help maintain the body's temperature within a narrow range around 37 degrees centigrade or 98.6 Fahrenheit, known as homeostasis. So बच्चों ये हमारे जो क्वेश्चंस हैं कंप्लीट हो चुके हैं होपफुली आपको समझ आ चुके होंगे. इफ यू हैव एनी डाउट यू कैन आस्क इन कमेंट सेक्शन. प्लीज लाइक शेयर एंड सब्सक्राइब माय यूट्यूब चैनल. थैंक यू.